Hi love, welcome back. In today's class we are making these beautiful shorts. If you're new to the channel, my name is Miss Ai and you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you my love, thank you darling for always coming back. We've already made a top for this short and I'll put the link under the description, so go and see that so you'd be familiar with the pattern because we are not going to go into very much detail. Let's get right into class. I'm going to be using these 3 shades of lightweight acrylic yarn, so I'll be doubling it. And also your scissors, your tape measure, darning needle and stitch marker. I'm going to be working with a 4.5mm hook. So to begin with, we are going to be making the band of our shirt. To make the band, you are going to make your slip knot and chain 11. If you want your band to be thin or smaller, you are going to chain 8, but I want my band to be a bit bigger, so we are going to chain 11. After your 11 chains, you are going to make a double crochet, skip 2, and you're going to place the double crochet in the 3rd stitch. The chain 2 space counts as a double crochet. You are going to keep making double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. At the end of the row, this is what your work should be looking like for row 1. Row 2, you are going to chain 2, turn your work, and yeah, the chain 2 counts as a double crochet, so you are not going to place a double crochet in that very stitch, but you are going to place a double crochet in each stitches until the end of the row. When you get to the end of the row, don't forget to place your last double crochet in that last stitch. That's the end of row 2. Row 3, you are going to chain 2, turn your work, and you're going to put a double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. So you are going to be repeating row 2 and row 3 until you have the measurement of your waistband. So let's say if you are making for a waist 38 inches, you're going to keep alternating this row 2 and 3 until you have that inches, and I'll get back when I have the inches for mine. This is my complete row for the band, and this is what I'm having. So now we are going to join these two together, so we would have a round circle. To join, we are going to be joining it with either single crochets or slip stitches, whichever way works for you, but I'm joining with slip stitches, and go inside each space and connect it with a slip stitch until the end of the row. After you've done connecting both sides, so this is the last stitch, so after connecting the last stitch, you're going to chain 1, and this is what your work should be looking like. We are going to turn to the right side, so where we connected will automatically be our wrong side, so we are going to turn to our right side, and inside each stitch we are going to put 2 single crochets. So inside each row we are going to put 2 single crochets inside each row. So go ahead and put 2 single crochets inside each hole and each row, and I'll meet you at the end of the single crochet row. At the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch inside the single crochet, the first single crochet space, and you are going to chain 3. You are going to yarn over, skip 1 stitch, and inside the next stitch you are going to make 3 double crochet inside the same space. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 1 stitch again and make 3 double crochets inside the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 1 and make 3 double crochets inside the following stitch. Keep doing this, and when you get to the end of the row, you are going to make a slip stitch on top of the 3 chains to connect your row and chain 3. Row 2 is going to be our 3 double crochet cluster rows. So you are going to make 3 incomplete double crochet on top of the previous 3 double crochets, and we are going to combine these 3 double crochet into one. So that's the cluster, and we are going to chain 2, and we keep repeating our cluster until the end of the row. If you've not watched the top video, I encourage you to do watch the top video before making the pant, because with the top video we explain the pattern and you can follow. So this is for people who have already watched the top video. You'll be familiar with the pattern and the changing of colors and everything. The bottom is just a replica of the top, just that we are making the bottom, but we are using the same pattern and we are going to be changing the colors the same as we were changing for the top. So at the end of the row, you're going to slip stitch and cut your yarn, and we are going to change to our next color. We are going to be repeating this in 2 rows. So the change of color will be the double crochet row and the cluster row, 2 each. So keep doing this, and I'll meet you when I have 9 inches of alternating between colors, the 3 colors. So go ahead and keep working, but change colors after each 2 rows. Change colors after each 2 rows, and I'll meet you when I have 9 inches for the bottom, and we shall make the clutch area. This is my 9 inches completed, and I made about 14 rows, and this is what your work should be looking like up until this point. So now we are going to go ahead and make our clutch area. This fits a size medium to large. So if you want your shorts in small, then consider making 18 rows or 17 rows, and if you want it extremely large, consider adding more rows. And this is what your work should be looking like. Now to connect the clutch area, we are going to change to our next color because we've finished working with the peach. So we are going to change to our next color, and before we do that, you are going to divide your work into 2 and place a stitch marker. Divide it into 2 equal parts and place your stitch marker, and we are going to cut our working yarn and connect our new yarn. So connect your new yarn, and you are going to chain 19. If you are working for a size small, consider chaining 17, and if you are working for a size large, consider chaining 19. I'm going to chain my 19, and after making your 19 chains, you are going to connect it to the other side of your work where the stitch marker is. At this part, you have divided your work into 2, so you are going to connect it at the side, so you would have a clear division of the for the legs. So this is one side and the other side. you are going to connect, chain 2, cut, and fasten your yarn. You should be having something like this. And now we are going to connect the same yarn, and we are going to work our rows as we are the pattern we've been using. So we are going to connect it in that very space where we started making our chains. So we are going to connect it, and we are going to chain 3. Chain 3 counts as a double crochet, right? So we are going to place 2 more double crochets inside that same space, so it will be 3. We are going to yarn over and place 3 double crochet in the next space, and we are going to repeat our 3 double crochet in each space until we get to where we started making the chains. When you get to the chain row, you are going to skip 1 and place 3 double crochets all together in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. You are going to yarn over, skip 1, and make 3 double crochets inside the next stitch. You are going to continue working 3 double crochets in each stitch after you skipped a chain. So you're going to skip a chain and make 3 double crochets in the next space, skip 1, 3 double crochets in the next stitch until you get to the beginning point. At the beginning point, you are going to make slip stitch on top of the first 3 double crochets, and this is row 1 of your clutch complete. You are going to chain 3, and row 2 you would begin making your combined 3 double crochet row, and you chain 2, combine 3 double crochets on top of the 3 double crochets before, and chain 2, and you will keep working 3 double crochet, chain 2 until the length of your shirt. If you want it longer, you keep working these rows until your desired length. I'll meet you when I have my desired length. So here, when you get to the clutch area, you're going to repeat the same pattern. You're going to work your 3 double crochet combined on top of each stitch and chain 2, and you're going to keep repeating this pattern. So go ahead and work your rows until you have your desired length for your shorts, and I'll guide you to start the other side of your shorts again. I made 5 rows, and row 6 we are going to be making something different. So chain 2, and we are going to be making front post double crochets in each stitch. So go ahead and make front post double crochet, and this is how to make your front post double crochets, and we are going to work it in each stitch until the end of the row, and that would be the end of my row. I'm making only 6 rows including the front post double crochet row, but as I said, if you want it more longer, you would have to go and go and go, and if you want it shorter, you would just work until you have your desired length. And at the end of the row, you are going to connect it with slip stitch on top of the chain 2 space, chain 2, cut, and fasten your yarn. Now to the other side of our shirt, this is what your work should be looking like after the 6 rows. And now you're going to connect your work at the clutch area. So connect your yarn, and we are going to work the next row. So you are going to chain 3, and you are going to put 3 double crochets on top of each stitch. So this way it's even easier because your rows will be facing you. So this is the other clutch area. So you are going to just put 3 double crochet in the same space, so in the same stitch. So place your 3 double crochets on the opposite side of your work for the clutch area, and you are going to keep working your double crochet row and your combined double crochet row. So I'm just showing you how to pass the clutch area, and the remaining of the work is the same. So you're going to be alternating your yarn until you have your seat row. And remember, the seat row, you are only going to be making front post double crochet, and you are done with your work. If you made it up until this very end, my love, my darling, you are the real G. I love you so much, and keep liking and sharing our videos to reach other audience. So you can decide to put your adjustment chain to adjust your waist. Until we meet next week, stay blessed.